Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, if you remember the Comfrey pipe, we ended up with what I call Comfrey Cake. This is what is around the tomatoes at the moment, and I said that I was going to dry some and blend it, and then the other cup part we're just going to put around the tomatoes. We're putting it around the tomatoes didn't work, mainly because it shrunk, which, silly me. Because of this hot weather, or shall we go back, because of the wet weather it got absolutely saturated. Now we've got this 30-degree weather, it went that hard it was struggled to actually blend. But anyway, this is what we have. I'm hoping you can see what I can see. When you look through the screen you don't always get the... It took a little bit of blending. We have to be careful of the dust, because it can obviously get into your lungs and cause a lot of damage. But I'm not going to use that this year. I'm going to wait until the Comfrey pipe's finished this year, dry it and then blend it, but this time blend it before it gets a little bit too dry, and also make sure it doesn't get too wet either. Now, blossom end rot on tomatoes, I've tried eggshells before and banana skins and the liquid food. My magic mix contains banana, but I wanted to try some eggshells, but I'm actually going to steep them in water. Coffee grounds, tomato food experiment worked well with coffee grounds, but they tasted of sick, so you've got to use it very carefully. But I'm going to actually make this brew up and then we'll have a look at it next week. Not sure if the eggshells will actually get into the water, but any of the fines I do. Now the coffee grounds, yeah, I spent weeks drying all this out, but basically we fill that up and the coffee will actually steep into the water, and you just drain the water off and leave the actual solids at the bottom. Just need a little bit more water. So that's those topped up. I'll give them some regular stirring at the moment, because I've dried the coffee grounds out much better than I have done in the past. It's just sitting on the top. But that will settle down in a minute. I'm not going to use the same stirrer for the eggshells. I wouldn't be that daft, would I? Again, they're very dry and they're stuck to the bottom. Not sure whether this will work or not, but we'll see the change of colour in the water. Let's loosen that up at the bottom. As you can see, it's quite liquidy, it just needs to settle down. Now, the coffee grounds in the tomato experiment increased the amount of trusses on the tomato and didn't do the tomatoes any good because they didn't taste very nice. That's on my playlist, the hashtag tomato plant food experiment. That was done over quite a whole season. Lots of videos there for you to watch on all my plant foods and how the tomatoes reacted and who and which plant food give us the best crop. So we'll leave this a week, we'll come back to it, we'll have a look once it's settled, if the water's actually taken anything in. If it hasn't, then we'll just pour it on anyway. But the tomatoes at home now are just started to form nicely, and if you don't get the nutrients right, especially when you don't use bought fertilisers, then we'll end up with blossom end rot. Thanks for watching, guys, commenting, subscribing, and that's what blended Comfrey cake looks like, and not an ice cream tub. Really pleased with that, and that should be a good asset to my allotment in the future. Take care, my friends. Happy gardening, happy composting. Till next time. Ta-ra for now. With Comfrey Cake, without Comfrey Cake, not much difference at all.